the story. Two sides to the story.
Hey everybody, this is your girl Danielle Serene.
What's up, y'all? It's D-Lows.
And we are your two favorite hosts of your favorite talk show, Talk. And today we are going to be representing for Black History Month. So let's start with your two people.
All right. First, so we try to take like a different approach of people that you might heard of, and two that you might not have heard of, or maybe recognized. And sometimes we always go for the typical people that's always been talked about. And there's no shade to them, but there are a lot more people that used and sacrificed their life for the cause just to make a difference for Black History Month, and not just for a month, just for history in general. All right, so the first one, this is for all you actor heads out there. Sorry guys, I have the dog in the back. We're sorry. First up we have Oscar Mccoy. All right, he was born October 2nd, 1884 through 1951. He was a pioneering African-American author and filmmaker, and without a doubt, the most famous producer of race films. Now, race films is cool, for me. Like I like a good fast car, and I figured I go to him just because I'm a car booty. I like cars. I wanted to know, who was fascinated about making a film about cars, and oftentimes you often see Caucasians that have famous films about cars, and one of the most famous films today is the Fast and Furious. Now think about it. What if Oscar was alive today and he could make a movie like that, from a African American perspective? They got Tyrese, they got some ethnic in there, they got The Rock, they got all that stuff. But I think that an African American view on that type of action movie could be dope. I
agree.
Yeah. So, furthermore, as a young man, he was very successfully homesteaded as a farm in an all-white area of South Dakota, where he began writing stories. Given the attitudes and restrictions on Black people at the time, Mccoy overcame them by forming his own publishing company to buy his books door to house. In today's time, we say door to door. Now, this man, he invented, not only was he a part of, being the first African American to do a movie on races, car races, but this man took it upon himself to own his own publishing company just to get his book sold, to make way for his movies. And that says a lot about, going the extra mile just to make your dreams, come true. Like, this man did not know he was going to be, the first pioneer for that. He didn't know, but he did it. He stepped out on faith, took a limb, and he did it. All right. And that's very inspiring for all those that are actors, out there, if you're an author. And Daniel, you're an author too, right?
I am.
Yeah. So that should be a little bit inspiring, right?
It definitely is.
Good. So the next one, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I first saw this name, I almost went past it, but I did just some small research on him, and it's interesting because it's something that neither me or you guys out there would have been looking for at all. Because just like me, there's not one Black person on earth that loves the code. Okay? Now, if there's anybody out there that loves the code, hey, more power to you. But this brother right here, this brother goes by the name of Matthew Henson. All right? This African-American explorer was the first man to stand on top of the world. Now, people talking about what's the fella name that's so supposedly found Christopher Columbus. All right, now Christopher, listen to this. The man went all the way to the damn North Pole, and you just went a couple steps over into the next state. All right, supposedly. So, all right, now, in 1909, a team of 6 men on dog sledges made their way to a single point at the center of vast Arctic wilderness. Jesus. That Arctic? That's Chicago is Jesus.
Too cold for Black people, for sure.
It was a block of ice 413 nautical miles off the coast of Greenland, believed to be the North Pole. There were many who refuted the events that led up to the day. April 6th, when an American flag was planted there, but in the years that followed, in an infuriable truth would be revealed. The first person to stand on top of the world was a black man named Henson. Henson. His name was Henson, and he stood at the North Pole. Man, kudos to you, Henson. Kudos to you.
I can't stand being in Chicago, so he did that all the way at the North Pole. Woo.
What? Can you imagine all the black people he had with him that was complaining the whole time? Can you imagine that? Man, bro, it's cold out here, bro. You know, you say, nah, y'all, you know, let's do this. We gonna be standing on the North Pole. You know, it was like, nigga, this nigga crazy.
He must have killed a lot of animals to have on some fur. Some fur to get him through that.
Hey, y'all, we not poachers, so you know, we just making fun of the situation. All right. So who you got?
Okay, so I have two ladies, of course, and my first one is Lisa Jalopter. She's a computer scientist, and she contributed to developing animated, was it GIFs?
GIFs, yeah.
GIFs, right, that's how you say it. Okay. And shockwave technology, paving the way for internet animation and online video. So this is the person, she was the founder of GIFs. And so it's like, without her, where would we be without these GIFs? And if you ever express a thought through a video image or streamed video online through Hulu and Shockwave, you have to give credit to Lisa Jalopter, who is basically the online animation genius.
That's crazy to, you know, did it mention anything about Pixar or anything?
I didn't see that for her now.
That's crazy. See, a lot of these ideas are often pioneered or, you know, by people of color, and some people may take it, you know, or find it for their own usage, and they'll say that they're the first person that, you know, that has done it. And I very well think that there was somebody near, maybe a friend to her, that probably was like, yo, I did it, and therefore created these other type of motion picture stuff online, you know. And that's interesting to hear, you know, that a black, y'all hear that? A woman of color, a black woman
did that. Okay, and the next person I have is Claudette Coven. So she was a 15-year-old
Claudette Coven? What did you say?
Coven.
I'm about to say, no, we're not going to talk about her. We've heard enough about COVID. Coven. Okay, she's saved. Go ahead.
Shut up. So she's a 15-year-old girl who refused to give up her seat to a white woman on a segregated bus before Rosa Parks.
Wow.
Yeah, so you would think like why nobody knows about her? It's because they called her young and emotional, right? And they just the NAACP, they didn't think that she was the right fit, you know, to be talked about. And she also got pregnant by an older man. So they was like, oh, nope, that's not good. So Rosa Parks, you know, her being an older lady and, you know, probably more stable in her life. It just seemed like she was the better fit, and that's why they used Rosa Parks. But Rosa Parks was not the first woman to not give up her seat to a white person.
And I believe that. I definitely do believe that. But to correct that, Rosa Parks never gave up her seat. In this instance, you're saying that this woman actually did it?
She didn't give up her seat. Right.
Okay.
She's actually one of the few. They made it seem like in history, like, okay, Rosa Parks was the only one who did it. But no, it was actually quite few people who didn't.
Right. And that's cool. And another fact, since we're on that, about refusing the seats, to correct people, and I heard Rosa Parks really talk about this, the media put that Rosa sat in the front. She didn't sit in the front. All right. The bus driver told them that she sat in the front. She explained that when she got on the bus, she was in the middle seats, right where the colored section started. And a lot of, you know, white people got on the bus, and the bus driver saw that the white man was standing. He figured, okay, cool. Even if it is the colored section, you need to give up your seat. And she said no, because she was well within her right to say no, because she was where she was supposed to be.
That's a very interesting fact. And I also heard that Rosa Parks said that she was tired. But can you imagine just being I don't know, a 15-year-old little girl, and she was also thrown in jail after this too. So just imagine the type of just the struggle that she went through. And now she is 81 years old. So that was definitely a fun fact right there.
Yeah, and I think there's more people that have went through the same thing that a lot of these pioneers have went through, and it's just about like who was notable at the time, like what was so impactful about that at that time, and I feel like certain people were just a sacrifice, just for their time, for them just really just like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And I don't think they really cared. I don't think they did. They never thought about the consequences. They were just like, no, today this is it. I'm not gonna take this. I'm well within my rights. And that's what it is, and I kudos to her, Mrs. Coven.
It's not COVID,
so
you guys.
close to COVID. It man, are you
it's COVID.
Man, no wonder they ain't want her to speak up or she COVID.
You know what?
No.
Look how many years ago that was.
It's all good. Hey, we're just making a lot of the situation, guys. I mean, I feel like that was very informative. Educate us, guys. Put some stuff in the comments or whatever, or go to our Instagrams, DM us, and tell us some people, some African Americans that we don't know about, if you know about it, because there's a lot of people out here that are very smart, that they do history on people, like they know facts on facts about people I've never heard of. So if you guys know some people, just contact us, tell us about it, so we could use it. In fact, tell somebody yourself, somebody that you like or you want to be informed them to. Sit them down, talk to them, and ask them, do they know of this person? If not, just speak briefly. Don't talk their heads off. Just speak briefly. All right. Because
there's so many African Americans who just don't get the credit that they deserve.
Right.
So we want to make sure we bring their name to the light. If you don't do it this month, do it next month. Is no time limit for it.
For sure. Now, this is the juicy part of the show that I like particularly, because these are two of my favorite people, especially in comedy. This is the entertainment segment, guys. And true enough, Miss Danielle Serene over here, I had to have her watch a video.
Why you gotta throw me under the bus?
No, because they have to know. They have to know before we even get into the debate of this. Okay, so the question is it Eddie Murphy or Dave Chappelle?
Who do you prefer?
Eddie Murphy or Dave Chappelle? So I'm gonna ask you, who do you prefer?
Listen, honestly, I never seen Eddie Murphy or Dave Chappelle their stand-up comedy. Sorry, I don't really have a reason why, but I'm more of an Eddie Murphy fan, so I'm gonna have to go with Eddie Murphy. And when I seen his stand-up on Netflix, the Raw one, I loved it. I thought it was vulgar. I thought it was real, and it was just hilarious. And I don't know, I like Dave too. He's good, but I'm just more of an Eddie fan.
Now I'm going to tell you, and I like Eddie. I prefer Eddie, but then I also prefer Dave, and for opposite reasons. Eddie will give me point blank period. He goes right to the point of what is funny, right? And Eddie will do some stuff that is controversial in a way that, all right, I'm going to still laugh at it because that's facts. It's facts. Dave, on the other hand, Dave gives off realistic things that is also controversy that has gotten him, shut off TV in a way. And, for one instance, the main reason... One of the main reasons he was the Dave Chappelle was canceled. He was making a segment about the gay community, and the lady or the PR, they were like, yo, you can't say the word, excuse me guys, you can't say the F word, FAG word on television. And he said, okay. And he walked out and he stopped and he turned back around. And he said, why can't I say, the word, the F word? And she said, because you're not gay. And then he said, well, I'm not a nigger either. And it offended her, right? But it was the truth, though. It's funny, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
And he puts comedy in the perspective where it's real, and it's like, yo, this is the truth, whether you're going to laugh at it or not. That's exactly what it is.
So I remember hearing about this. This happened a while ago, though, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And everybody was talking about it. I didn't really quite understand it, but it makes sense now.
Yeah, and he didn't want to take a lump sum of money for something to degrade how he did his comedy. That's the only way he made fun, and he everything else he could make fun of, but a few things, and they didn't like that. He felt like I can't have control in a sense almost, but yeah, Eddie. I feel as though Eddie hasn't got his due credit for the roles he has played. My favorite role to date is his roles in Nutty Professor. Those are my favorite. All right, better than Respucia, better than anybody else.
About that, Respucia was funny too.
Respucia was funny, but not like the Nutty Professor though.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
The fact that he did every single person, basically.
Every single person.
So talented.
Man, and not to mention Coming to America. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, I mean, Dave Chapelle he's had some. That's because it was episodes. You know what I'm saying? It's not like dialogue for movies. Something that's like nominated for like Oscars or these are actual movies.
Right.
And Dave Chapelle has yet to do that because he figured let me conquer TV and let me conquer straight what I want to go for, and I think he could. Is it too late? I don't think it is.
Definitely not.
I don't think it is.
In fact, him and Eddie, they should get together and do something. Do a movie.
They should. I don't think Eddie would be for it.
Why?
Because he would have done it by now. Think about it. He would have done it.
Got me there.
He would have done it, right? He would have done it.
I mean, I don't know. Like Eddie Murphy coming out with another Coming to America 3. Maybe things just changed for him. Since his brother died, maybe he just, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a recent and a fact. Dave Chapelle was actually on the set way before COVID, and Martin Lawrence, and some other people, they showed up on the set, right? And they took a picture with Eddie, and it went viral. It was on all their pages. How come Eddie didn't say anything then? Maybe it was because he already had the cast. In that case, he had to reboot because COVID happened, all this stuff happened, it stopped filming. So, what?
Maybe something is in the works and we just don't know yet.
Could be. Hey,
hopefully.
Y'all need to hurry up, man, because look, the GOATs are leaving us, man. Hurry up. Give us something. Eddie, Dave, stop playing.
It takes time for greatness.
True. The next segment, which is, we're talking about our favorite artists. Guys, comment your favorite artist and why. Who's your favorite artist?
Of course, my favorite artist is Jhené Aiko. Because
now go ahead.
I don't like the way you said that. First off, I love her. Everybody just got put onto her like recently, but I've been a fan since she came out with B2K, okay? Back in the day. Mm-hmm. And like the first single I think she had out was No Love. Like you get NOLOVE. Okay, that was my shit. Like I'm a diehard fan for her. And it's just not only that, it's just that she has a song for every single mood. When I'm happy, when I'm sad, when I'm mad, when I want to hit a neck, everything. Mm-hmm. And I feel that for her. like when I want to get a peace of mind, I can turn on some Jhené Aiko and then I could just, I love her. And I also seen her in concert and I want to see her again. So
yeah, she's in tune with herself. She smokes a lot.
So you have to be in tune with yourself just because you smoke a lot? Or? She meditates as well. You forgot about that.
So, while smoking.
How do you know that?
What do you mean?
She smokes, but how do you know she doesn't?
I know people that know that smoke like a chimney. Okay.
Whatever.
And that's cool. She could, she on her own terms. You could do that on your own terms. But I'm just saying, it's a good thing. I mean, she's in tune with herself. Everything she wants to talk about, that's cool. She concentrates on that. She wants to smoke. Hey, cool. You know.
First off, don't do her like that.
Her song. I love her songs. They're very chill. They put you in that mood. You know, my favorite song to date. And this song makes me cry, but it also makes me feel good. Just because when I saw her perform this at Nipsey Hussle's funeral, and it was Eternal Sunshine. And that song, it takes you on a trip of memory lane with somebody, with a loved one that passed on. You know what I'm saying? And so it takes you there. And that song had another meaning, if not, I hadn't seen her perform it at Nipsey's funeral. I didn't see it as a funeral song.
Right.
But since that was Nipsey's favorite song, it's like, okay, wow. Now that becomes something that's like a memory of, somebody I love, And
That's
so,
a good song.
Yeah, it is. It's a good song, man. I think I think she just needs to get back to, just the roots of, some real subject matter,
What do you mean?
I don't appreciate.
Oh, here we
go. I don't appreciate that song. She was talking about her vajayjay a lot. I don't appreciate that.
What,
one.
Pussy Fairy?
And what?
What's wrong with that?
What you mean? What's wrong with it?
It's hers.
Yeah, true.
Men talk about their stuff all the time, but why she can't do it?
It's okay, because we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that in just a moment. That's our next segment, all right? Mm-hmm. My favorite artist, and some of you guys may know this person, some of you may not. It used to, well, I have two. For one, overall, it's Marvin Gaye, because Marvin embodied his self in his music, and he used his life to really say what he wanted to say. It wasn't just that he was making music just to make it. Every time he touched the mic, there was something he wanted to say. It wasn't just cuz. You know what I'm saying? And then my second one is Bobby Caldwell. Bobby Caldwell, no longer than like a year or two ago, people really found out what Bobby Caldwell looked like. Because from his famous song "What You Won't Do for Love," what you won't do. You probably heard him on Tupac's record. Tupac redid it, right? Doom do 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 doom do, right? And they found out he was white. Right?
Don't know who that is, but
what?
I don't know who that is.
Look him up. His catalog is very, very nice. His subject matter.
Who you say, Bobby Valentino? Who you say?
Bobby Valent.
I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, everybody knows him.
I'm just kidding.
Bobby Caldwell.
Okay.
All right. White guy. He's more of a jazz. He takes a jazz impersonist, but I feel as though I like his intonation. I like him as a musician. I feel as though his talent is something that we've missed for the past 20 years of music. And I think that Lloyd was probably one of those artists that almost embodied what Bobby Caldwell was trying to do. And yeah, overall, I feel as though that's one of my favorite artists at the moment. Which goes over to our next section. Do you feel that music controls our way of life?
Absolutely. Music, like I said, I listen to music depending on my mood. Like I said, like when I want to be like in a better state of mind, like I'll turn on some gospel music. When I just want to feel at peace, I turn to like, my favorite artist. And when I'm mad, I have a favorite artist like Eminem, for example. And funny. It's just, it all depends on my mood. And like I feel like music, it gets you through life. Like it helps me. Do you know, like back in the day, like when you're going through like a heartbreak or a breakup, whatever. I remember like I was in college. Way back like my undergrad, I remember I would listen to Carrie Hilton like album back like on repeat, because like her songs just got me through it. And it's like without the music, it's like what is life?
For sure, man. I think it does too. It has a lot to do with the way we feel, because most of the time we find ourselves either quoting lyrics or something. I've heard a lot of, especially old blues songs, man. I can't tell you, like, when it comes to relationships and stuff like that, like our Man, the OGs, if they hear a song, it automatically relate to it because of what they saying, and they might say it in a conversation. They might, and whatever it is, and I feel like it's so important that artists are really thinking about, having certain moods about what, the subject matter they are talking about, because a lot of people are listening. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of younger people, and I honestly feel like this next generation, they're screwed. They're screwed. They are definitely screwed, but because I think that you have to learn how to think with a free mind.
For sure.
You can't say I'm a free spirited person and you don't know how to control yourself. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. And I feel like that music has an influence on our motives. You know what I'm saying? Like I really do feel that.
Wait, so you saying like if I'm listening to like a killer song, right? That's gonna make me like go out and kill somebody.
I'm not saying it'll make you go out and kill somebody, but it'll build up your confidence
to go kill somebody.
That you might kill somebody.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. So many examples with little white kids listening to hip hop music. They think they understand it, but it sounds good to them. Mm-hmm. Some of them, they may feel like they have a part in black culture because they love hip hop. They built up confidence to really talk to a black person the way that they want to because of black music. Mm-hmm. But they don't understand that it's just music, but it's also just not just music. So because the same way that I would listen to 50 Cent and like, hit your head, boy. The back of the steel, I whoop your head, boy. Your cap could get peeled, right?
That was your favorite song?
Yeah, the movie. 2 niggas in the front, 2 niggas in the back. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I was grounded. Like, I already knew better. Like,
right.
I ain't about that life.
That was that song, though. Singing every single lyric.
Like, I'm not about that life, so it does affect, you know what I'm saying? Especially now and what drill music has done, because there's a lot of kids that relate to drill music, and that's all they know. But at the same time, I would appreciate that the drill artists that come out of Chicago or these other places, once you make it to a place or what, it don't have to be in drill music, in a place of success, that you still think about who your audience, like who's listening. Think about who is listening. Think about the times and what we're living in, and just forget about, if you can, what the label's saying, what you think makes money, what kind of sex sell, all of that. Think about what's more important at the moment. And I feel like a lot of, A-list artists are not thinking of that at the moment.
Yeah, because a lot of people are just thinking about the money.
Of course, you know what I mean?
So that's probably like their main thing.
But think about all the artists that was before them, that's legends, that actually there was a sacrifice for that. Sam Cooke, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these older artists, Prince, perfect example. He made up the label and owned all of his masters because he did not want it. He didn't want them to own what they he didn't want them controlling his own music. You know what I'm saying? Like no, if at one point, if I feel like I don't want that type of music of mine to be played anymore. If he signed the contract and he didn't own anything, they would be like, that's not how it goes. We own the masters. We play what we want to play. But he had the option to say, no, I don't want that.
Got it.
And then I can make a whole new persona of what Prince is and what he did. He became just a symbol. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't Prince. We knew him as Prince, but he wasn't Prince as the word. He was a symbol. So that's an example I'm talking about, when you go against the grain and you make that sacrifice. Like, no, like, I don't want to make this song just to sell records. I want to still make a something. If I am gonna make that type of song, like Tupac did with Brenda's Baby. Mm-hmm. Which they didn't want to put out because of the subject matter, but it was still real.
And I love that song.
Still talks about the girl on crack. Nobody wants to hear anything about the crack, but you gotta hear it because that's what's really happening.
And the little
girls getting pregnant. You know what I'm saying? They think it was too harsh. So kudos to Pac and Big for everybody, any artist out there that's really thinking about their influence that they have on younger people or just people in general.
All right, you guys, and that's all we have. This is your girl, Danielle Serene.
And this is your boy, D-Louse.
Catch us next time on Talk.
Yeah, on Talk. And keep talking, because this is the talk of the town, and we need you to talk, okay? Keep talking, keep talking, keep talking, keep talking. Peace.
Bye.